What's up everybody, it is I, typical Filipino hair hero here, and welcome to the 4th episode of the Toxic Cup Meta Simplified Guide. Today we're gonna talk about the water types. Now, if you're looking for episode 1, episode 2, episode 3, or episode 5, click the playlist right there. Yeah. Before we get into the video, just want to say that if you're considering other water types that I did not recommend in my videos, let's say Tentacruel or Lombre, then just follow along with the simulations, compare and contrast your pick to the picks that I did recommend. It doesn't mean that I'm saying that your pick is trash, that it's unplayable. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I just didn't have enough time. I don't have enough time to cover every single Pokemon in the meta. Let's start off right here. This is a mistake that I made in the first episode of the Meta Simplified Guide. I thought that B-Barrel versus Myrmidon Trash was a clear matchup, but for some reason, the sim changed, I guess. I don't know, maybe the default IV thing for Myrmidon Trash changed. It used to be that with default stats, Bibs here could beat the Worm Trash, and now it cannot. I don't know what happened. Maybe the default thing, I don't know, okay? But one thing to note though is that if you maximize the stats, Myrmidon Trash beats B-Barrel. So this is an IV dependent matchup. I got this wrong in the first episode because I thought that B-Barrel could beat Myrmidon Trash. No, it's not like that. And so if you're checking your Myrmidon Trash, make sure that it's a Myrmidon Trash that can beat B-Barrel, both default and maxed out. So plug in your IVs right here and test out the simulations. Now, just to compare and contrast that to the Qwilfish versus Myrmidon Trash matchup, obviously Qwilfish is bad at that. It's horrible. It just gets completely hard countered if you have bad IVs with your Qwilfish. But actually, if you maximize, Qwilfish does get to the second Aqua Tail to kill Myrmidon Trash. And so I suggest to block once just to make this a sure thing. Block once, farm down, you come out with a lot of energy, 96 energy, so you can throw at the next opponent. Now for the rest of the matches, you just go straight Surf, straight Aqua Tail, you block once. You might even be able to bait a Fell Stinger, right? That's a nice opportunity to maybe get a free boost. Just in case you haven't built up your Myrmidon Trash yet, make sure that it beats B-Barrel in the simulations, alright? Make sure that your specific IV set beats B-Barrel, default and maximized, alright? So for the difference between the two water gunners for the steel type coverage, honestly, not that big. Not that, because people are gonna look for maximized Worm Trashes, right? So I guess B-Barrel is a little bit better. But the difference between the two water gunners versus the fighters, clear as day, guys, clear as day. B-Barrel looks like an extra thick, juicy chicken nugget snack to the counter users. One shield and you farm down. All you need is barbecue sauce, some rice, and you got a meal. Compare and contrast that to Qwilfish. First with Heracross, it seems like it's gonna get the close combat, but the thing is you already have the Aqua Tail charged up before it throws the second one, right? It actually just throws this because if you charge up all the way to 2 close combats, Qwilfish is gonna get to the second Aqua Tail before you get to throw, right? So it just kind of like throws this just to get the shield. Qwilfish versus Toxicroak is a CMP tie, 100% a CMP tie, okay? And I thought that it was a clear win for Toxicroak because I thought that you outsped Qwilfish, right? But the thing is, over here you can see that both are not charged up, and then if you go over here, they're both charged up. Toxicroak gets the throw because it has higher attack. The thing is, guys, if you play around with the IVs, you're gonna see that there's a portion of the attack range for Qwilfish and Toxicroak that actually overlap, right? So Qwilfish, some Qwilfish can have more attack than Toxicroak. But if your opponent knows anything about PvP IVs, Qwilfish will have less attack than Toxicroak. Like for the most part, Toxicroak just has more, right? But just a little. But it's enough to make it a sure win. But just to inform you, there are some Qwilfish that do have more attack than Toxicroak. So my advice for you is like this. Just play the matchup as usual up to this point. right? If you need that switch advantage, then you can opt to block twice if he throws first, right? Because your Qwilfish might have higher attack stat than that Toxicroak, right? What if it's a really, really amazing Toxicroak, like super low attack? It's a possibility, right? You can block twice, and if you block twice, it's actually really good, right? So your opponent's gonna block because he wants that switch advantage, and you beat the Toxicroak in the 2-shield scenario. Right there, you can see that you are 2 water guns away from an Aqua Tail, right? So you're gonna get extra damage on the next Pokemon. I think it's worth. Also, your HP not that high. Your opponent's not gonna get that much more energy, so I think this is worth. And so with that, we obviously know that Qwilfish is the much better fighting type Slayer, right? Because with Toxicroak, you can gamble that you might have higher attack stat, and then if you don't, you still have an escape, right? You just block twice, you throw the Aqua Tail. If he doesn't block, cool, you come out with like a ton of HP. If he blocks, you still win. You have an Aqua Tail almost charged up, right? It's worth. For flying type coverage, B-Barrel is a little bit better compared to Qwilfish, because Qwilfish versus Golbat, it's a playable match. And if you are able to, let's say, block the Shadow Ball, right? Let's say you block the Shadow Ball, you can actually get to the Aqua Tail that kills Golbat. The thing is, if your opponent is rocking really fantastic IVs, you're gonna need the Ice Beam to kill. So maybe you can, if you like Fell Stinger, right? Let's say, so yeah, you need this because Aqua Tail is not gonna cut it. But let's say you were able to bait the Fell Stinger and then you threw the Aqua Tail, that'll probably kill it, right? I don't know why it... So yeah, if you like the Fell Stinger, I think it's not a bad idea. You can use it, get the bait from your opponent, right? Fell Stinger, and then go for the boosted Aqua Tail for the kill. But the thing is, your opponent can opt just not to block the first thing, right? Because it's obviously not the boosted Aqua Tail. But water guns are quite hard to count, right? And you might be rocking the Ice Beam. So again, playable match. There's a lot of ways to play that. For Gliscor, you block once, you farm down, and so B-Barrel just a little bit better compared to Qwilfish, because the Golbat match is a clean matchup. You just go straight Surf, you win. Now for the water type coverage, B-Barrel beats Qwilfish in the 1-shield scenario, but there's ways to get around this. Now this is actually pretty complicated to explain, so listen carefully, alright? In the 1-shield scenario, if you go straight Hyper Fang with B-Barrel, you got it, alright? You got it. No questions asked, no IVs, okay? But if you need the switch advantage, you can opt to 2-shield with Qwilfish, and with default stats, if you go straight Fell Stinger, you have it, and you come out with like a decent amount of HP, 39 HP, as long as, I guess, a Confusion user, Myrmidon, or like, let's say Venomoth, if somebody's using Venomoth, doesn't come out to kill you, you're probably gonna get to that Aqua Tail, right? So that's a fantastic situation. But if you have maximized stats, max stats, your opponent is gonna get to the Surf that actually kills you, alright? It's very, very tight though, 7 HP, right? But the thing is, if you were able to block one Hyper Fang, so let's say if your opponent was thinking, it's a 1-shield scenario, right? Hyper Fang costs 50 energy, your opponent is not gonna get to that Surf to kill you. Okay, so if you were able to block one Hyper Fang just at the start, it might be worth it to block 2 times just to make it a sure win. So knowing that is very important, because it kind of makes it like a playable matchup, right? If you throw the Hyper Fang, your opponent blocks it, your opponent might opt to block twice to make it a sure win. And finally, we are at the anti-water Pokemon. So obviously all these matchups are bad, because this is a section that I handpicked myself to beat these guys. Now just some differences, because there are still some differences. Yes, they're all bad, but Meganium does not have to block with B-Barrel. That's actually very bad, right? 0 shield throw for Meganium on B-Barrel with Qwilfish, just in case it has Ice Beam, right? Or something crazy like Sludge Wave, it'll get to the Sludge Wave. If it blocks once, Sludge Wave, you didn't block it, it's gonna be hilarious. With Ludicolo there, it's pretty clear. You just block once and then you throw straight Hydro Pump. Yes, Hydro Pump. And then with Galvantula, you can farm down Qwilfish if you block once. You come out with 100 energy, you come out with 13 HP, so you have to throw right away. You can go back-to-back discharge. And so if you want the steel type that is a little bit better against Myrmidon Trash, but it's still probably gonna lose, because I just advised all of you guys to look for Myrmidon Trash with maximized stats. Also is a little bit better with the flyers because Golbat is a clear matchup and beats Qwilfish in the one shield scenario, but you have to be careful because if you throw the Hyper Fang, your opponent blocks it, and they watch my videos, they know to block twice to maintain the switch advantage. Then B-Barrel, I said a lot of stuff. Then B-Barrel is the water gunner for you. Or maybe you're sick and tired of having a water gunner that looks like a chicken nugget to the fighter types, the fighting types. And actually beats Heracross, CMP tie with the Toxicroak, but if you have higher attack, you can actually throw to kill. If you don't, you can block twice to make it a sure win. Then Qwilfish is the water gunner for you. But that's gonna be it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you learned something. Remember to leave a like, comment down below which water gunner you're bringing on your Toxic Cup team. Big shouts out to my Patreons. As you can see, I actually had to make the font smaller to fit all the Patreons in this page. So yeah, I'm getting a lot more Patreons. I actually opened up the battle coaching tier with a couple more slots. There's 10 slots left, guys. 10 slots, right? So if you're interested, maybe check out my Patreon. It's somewhere, I think it's like here. Yes, did I get it right? Subscribe if you haven't yet, ding that notification bell, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye guys!